But it just wasn't enough for him, was it?
This is an important game for both the sides. Hungary certainly have the appetite for the 3 points, but will they get the service in front of a solid French outfit? Deschamps' side were professional in the opener, but will Hungary score tonight and upset all the odds? Before that, it's time for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthems, starting with France. National anthem of Hungary.
To be Bitcoin, isn't it complicated?
पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है. Buying Bitcoin is as simple.
Seriously?
Yes. All you need is WazirX, India का Bitcoin exchange.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as rewarding as watching your favorite cricketers in a boy band.
Don't forget us because of T20s. In the 90s, we were the OGs. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Here's what you spent last month. This will help with the itching.
Can I have a taste of your ice cream? Can I lick the crumbs from your...
Supporters there at the Puskas Stadium, the only stadium where we can have a full capacity in the tournament. 67,000. Prediction, quick prediction.
3-0 France.
I would go France to win. If they score first half 3-0, otherwise 2-0.
Should be really interesting. This is game 2 for both the games in the group of death. The first half in the company of Tony Jones and Don Goodman.
France, a team of talents. It's not quite a must-win fixture yet for Hungary, but it's getting that way. Hungary suffered their first defeat in 12 games against Portugal, the European champions. Now they take on the world champions. This is such a tough group. Group F, a section that also includes Germany. Hungary in the red shirts who get us underway in Group F. Beaten 3-0 by Portugal. Now they take on France, who've started with a 1-0 win over Germany. It's another big test for Hungary. How will France approach this one, Don Goodman? Since they were comfortably in charge against Germany, but they managed just one attempt on target in the 90 minutes.
Yeah, they were efficient against Germany. Germany had more of the ball, more shots, ran further, but France were very efficient and effective, defensively robust. I don't expect the same pattern here this afternoon. It'll be a different game for France. For Hungary, it will be the same game, up against high-quality opposition. You see the early challenges, very competitive. You wouldn't expect anything less.
Tila Fiola penalised, flying in then. Just catching Benjamin Pavard, who was in the wars against Germany. Pavard taking a real buffeting, and many suggesting that maybe he would be left out by Didier Deschamps, given that Deschamps does have the ability to vary his squad for almost every game, it seems, in the group phase, whether it's the European Championship or the FIFA World Cup.
They have such depth, don't they? And you could make an argument that this is, as a collective, the strongest squad in the entire competition. That doesn't always mean victory. You have to apply yourself. And under Didier Deschamps, France have been as good as anybody at doing that.
Dean catching Loic Nego, who was brought up in Paris, but who's taken out Hungarian citizenship.
Yeah, it could be an interesting battle on that side of the pitch.
Nego scored an 88th minute equaliser as a substitute in the 2-1 win over Iceland, which enabled Hungary to take their place at the European Championship.
It doesn't get any tougher. You mentioned the group. The past 3 major competition winners, if you include Germany winning the World Cup in 2014, Portugal the European Championship 2016, and France, of course, current world champions.
Shalai
It's just a fraction late there. Rafael Varane. And these are the situations you feel that Hungary really need to take advantage of. Set pieces. I recall their first attempt against Portugal was a Adam Solai header from a free kick.
Hungary's top scorer in qualifying was Vili Orban, the centre-half who scored 3 goals. They look to exploit their set plays. Conte doing his best to get away from Solai. Free kick was a poor one.
Botka is on the floor. Just keep your eye in the middle of your picture here. It's being marked by Paul Pogba. There's a lot of movement. He gets buffeted. May not have been the opposition. A combination of Hungarian players and French players.
Didier Deschamps was a European champion as a player. Might have just taken a nudge in the back there, Bodka, from Varane. Bodka certainly versatile, can play in the centre of defence, can play as a right wing back. Viola with the throw. Adam Solai, the skipper. On again by Nodge, winning his 50th cap for Hungary. Vodka back on. One of those who plays for the Hungarian champions, Ferencváros, who featured in the UEFA Champions League in the European season, which has just ended. One of the great names of Hungarian football who've enjoyed something of a revival in the last 2 or 3 seasons. Kimpembe. Kleinheisler. Holding off Conte. Nodge. Viola. Tremendous work by Antoine Griezmann. Well, Didier Deschamps making the point earlier this week that one of the reasons that Griezmann is one of the first names on the team sheet is the work that he does for the team, not just in attacking areas.
Well, yeah, he was doing exactly the same thing the other evening against Germany. He is so much more than an attacking threat. Covers every blade of grass. Great example to youngsters of a hard work ethic.
Top scorer at the last European Championship. Conte. Nearly done by Conte. Baba. Attila Solai getting across to Pogba.
I think he's conceded a corner here, maybe a little bit naively. Should have been clearing that for a throw-in from that position.
Kimpembe forward with Varane. In by Griezmann, easily dealt with by Adam Solai.
It's good work. Sholai gets his body between man and ball. There, rolls Pavard and draws the foul.
Hungary showed at the last European Championship that they're capable of causing a problem or two for even the very best. Sholai. The card is produced.
And we can see the message is clear from referee Michael Oliver. It's the second infringement in a matter of minutes by Benjamin Pavard. He becomes the first French player to see a yellow card at this tournament. But Sholai again, using his body really well. Look, gets the wrong side of Pavard, who clearly brings him down.
Kleinheiser. Benzema back to help out.
Well, again, we're 10 minutes in here, and Hungary really must take great heart from the opening 10 minutes. They've been excellent. France have barely been anywhere near their goal.
In again by Kleinheiser. Change of approach and gathered by Lloris. Managed to get up above Bodka. Rabiot of Juventus. Here's Dean, preferred to Lucas Hernandez.
You can see the Hungary tactic. It's to let France have the ball in these kind of areas, in their own half. The strikers just withdraw a little bit.
Viola. Pogba. Viola again. Terrific intensity.
Yeah, commendable from both sets of players. You can see the determination. Every ball contested, every tackle.
Mbappe. Well, just for a second, Hungary thought that the break was on.
He doesn't get the ball. Bodka.
Pogba. Now Pavard. Conte always available. Capable of running the show alongside Pogba in midfield. And here is Paul Pogba. Kleinheiser. Almost managed to get the ball through to Adam Sholai. Mbappe. Eased away initially by Orban. Now there's an opportunity for France to assert themselves.
First time in the game.
Kimpembe. Mbappe. Benzema. It's come to Griezmann. It's a terrific stop by Gulashi, but the flag is raised for an offside anyway.
Yeah, players only just seen that. And certainly Gulashi is not to know. First impression was that maybe the goalkeeper should have done better with this initial shot. Mbappe picks it up, feeds Benzema. It's a decent strike, but he pushes the ball out into a very dangerous area. And Griezmann on the rebound, can't beat him anyway. The second save was outstanding.
Mbappe caught by Adam Solai. Michael Oliver telling the French striker to get back to his feet. Griezmann. Now Pogba. Dean. Benzema brought back into the fold by Didier Deschamps. Conte. And still he goes on. He has so much energy and so much drive. A superb athlete.
He's famed for his work in that defensive midfield area, but he's got so much more to his game than that.
Hardly a regular when France qualified for the European Championship. It was during a season when he did have several injury concerns, playing with Chelsea in the Premier League in England, but he was overlooked for the final in 2016. Suspended for the quarter-final and lost his place to Kingsley Coman. And a repeat of the 2016 final next for France when they take on Portugal.
And that's why this is a big game for them as well as Hungary. Can seal qualification for the round of 16 here this afternoon. France.
Schaefer. Lodge. Adam Solai. Roland Solai. And the long-range attempt from Kleinheisler.
Yeah, I think got a little bit carried away, didn't he? Crowd. He hasn't heard that noise until recently for a very long time. Most of the players.
Hungary qualified for Euro 2020 via a playoff. They did the same back in 2016. And Kleinheisler got one of the goals against Norway, which got them to the 2016 finals. Even though at the time he didn't have a club, he was in dispute with the club he was with. Dean. It's a brilliant header from Mbappe. Directed it beyond the reach of Goulassi, but also directed it beyond Goulashi's left-hand post.
Oh, what a delivery, and this is the reason that Dean is in the team. Fans of Everton in the English Premier League will not be surprised at the quality of that delivery. What will surprise people is that Kylian Mbappe hasn't at least hit the target. Golden opportunity.
It's on the back of a season which has seen Mbappe score 42 goals in total. His best ever goal-scoring season. Goulassi very much Hungary's go-to goalkeeper throughout the European Championship qualifying programme, but he did make a slip against Iceland, allowed them to go in front in the playoff final. Remarkable recovery by Hungary, who scored 2 goals late on to take their place at the finals. And they go off the bench with the equaliser.
They were literally a couple of minutes from not being here, weren't they? Remarkable turnaround.
Dominik Szoboszlai scored a brilliant individual goal to claim the winner, absent from the tournament. Mbappe. Well, there was no way that Roland Salah was going to get beyond Presnel Kimpembe.
Yeah, it's a little bit cynical. I think the defender is very fortunate not to see a yellow card. He knows exactly what he's doing. You have to say Roland Salah has started this game really sharply, causing the France defence a few problems.
Slightly different role for Roland Salah against France than the one that he had against Portugal, where he was thrust up front alongside Adam Solai. Pogba. Now Rabiot.
This is where Hungary are happy, isn't it? When the two central defenders of France have the ball.
Benzema. Over the top this time by Mbappe.
This one, not really even a chance for Mbappe. Come on, jump that high to control the header.
France really are a team and a squad of talents. If you sit down and look at all the personnel that Didier Deschamps has at his disposal, 3 Champions League winners from this year, title winners in Germany, Spain and France. Nudge is playing in the second tier in England. Orban. Bodka.
It's a misplaced pass, but I think Marco Rossi, the Hungary coach, will be pretty pleased with the opening 20 minutes or so here. France haven't really controlled this game the way many of us possibly would have expected them to.
Marco Rossi, the Italian coach, has certainly given Hungary continuity since taking over 3 years ago. Well used to the club scene in Hungary, having had a couple of spells in charge of Honved. Mbappe, now Pogba. It's a free kick to France in what is a very promising position.
Yeah, he's late. Schaefer. A bit of a reckless challenge. It gives France a free kick in a very dangerous position. Just goes to ground, doesn't get anywhere near the ball. The referee perfectly placed to give the decision.
This is a concern that Adam Solai has gone down and is in need of attention. How did it happen and why did it happen? Meantime, Michael Oliver has decided that this is a good opportunity for the players to take on board some fluid. Temperatures over 30 degrees, so They are entitled to a water break, a cooling break. And another chance for Marco Rossi to get the message across to his players. His attention will also be diverted to the medical team, who are still having a look at Adam Solai as skipper.
Yeah, it's concerning. At least he's sitting up now, which is a positive sign. Not really sure what happened.
Well, the air temperature's 30 degrees. It's going to be a lot hotter at pitch side. It's a stadium which holds in the noise, it holds in the heat.
Well, he's passed the captain's armband off Adam Solai, and the signs aren't good that he will continue, unfortunately. Looks a bit groggy.
Well, the shirt is coming off, and Hungary are going to have to make a first half change by the looks of it. A couple of his teammates were saying yesterday how much of an example Adam Solai sets to the rest of the team, not just on the pitch but off it as well. 33-year-old now, and it's Nikolic who comes on. Mbappe. And there's another head injury.
Yeah. And the wall did its job.
And it's the substitute.
Yeah.
His first introduction is a blow on the head. Flush in the face.
Yeah. Not pleasant.
Nikolic, another in the Hungary squad who was persuaded to come out of international retirement by Marco Rossi. Now back in his homeland with Forever after a spell in the United States with Chicago Fire. Another of those who featured for Hungary at the last championship. Baba. Schaefer got across to him.
Yeah, excellent work by Schaefer.
Scholak. Doubtless a different role for him now that Adam Solai has been substituted, being replaced. You can see there it's Nikolic through the middle.
It's a different type of a game for France. Almost an identical game for Hungary in terms of tactically and how the game will go. It's a shape, isn't it, that has reaped its rewards in terms of the results. They came into this championship unbeaten in 11 games.
Commonwealth World Cup qualifying. Sorry, Don. Yeah, I mean, they're second behind England at the moment in that particular qualifying section for the FIFA World Cup of 2022. On by Notch. Viola. There is adventure when Hungary do have the opportunity to get up the pitch. Viola down the left and Botka with Nego down the right. Helped on again by Viola. Smart goalkeeping by Lloris. Couldn't rely on Kimpembe getting there.
That's good play. Home crowd appreciating it. It was at the end of a few nice, neat, sharp passes, but Hugo Lloris, starting position, perfect for France.
Well, even the best get it wrong sometimes.
Well, they showed, didn't they, against Portugal for 84 minutes, how difficult they can be to break down Hungary. Very hard-working, well-organised team.
Even had the ball in the Portugal net. There's a ball shorn off the bench. Goal that was ruled out for an offside. Griezmann. Mbappe. Benzema. Big chance.
Well, that's the problem you have when you're playing against opposition like this. Is things can be going really well for you and out of absolutely nowhere. Little injection of quality. Great ball from Griezmann. Great run by Mbappe, who tees it up beautifully for Karim Benzema. And again, a little bit like the Mbappe header, disappointing not to at least make Petr Gulaci in the goal make a save. Totally mishits the shot. What a chance.
Karim Benzema, who was recalled for the friendly international against Wales earlier this month. First call up for the best part of 5 years for France. Yet to score at the finals. This is his third. Pavard. Griezmann. Pavard again. Angle is right for the cross, which is a poor one.
Again, it's the movement and the pace of Mbappe and the touch. Not an easy ball to bring under control. He's great awareness, has a little look, sees that Benzema is inside, and from there Kylian Mbappe would expect his teammate to score, but you can see there, comes off the side of his boot. Total mishit and frustration for Didier Deschamps. As well as Hungary have played, France have had two huge goal-scoring opportunities. You suspect if they get another one, that they will find the net.
Pogba. Rabiot. Now Griezmann. Helped on again by Mbappe. Pogba. Mbappe. And still he goes on.
Almost unplayable, isn't he, at times? Such quick feet. No centre of gravity to change direction. The angle's a little bit against him. Maybe we'll put that one down as a half a chance, unlike the other two opportunities, which were, well, glaring misses, really.
Helped away from goal by Benzema.
You just get the feeling, though, don't you, that France are just starting to take a modicum of control of this match. They've already had more attempts than they had in the whole of the game against Germany.
Dean. Kleinheiser hustles.
All-out effort and commitment, isn't he? Kleinheiser, popular figure.
Playing this club football in Croatia with Osijek. Just finished runs up to Dinamo Zagreb. Helped forward by Botka. Nego, who so far has struggled to get into the game and who's lost out to Dean. Mbappe going through the gears. Benzema. Pogba. Here's Pavard. Griezmann. Rabiot. Taken on the chest by Benzema. He bounced away from the chest. Bustling run again by Benzema.
And just cranking up the pressure, the crowd responding to the defending. Standing up to the test so far, those Hungarian defenders, but they are coming under increased pressure, no question.
Hungary showing that they're prepared to go toe-to-toe with the world champions. Toe-to-toe and shoulder-to-shoulder. Varane. Pavard. Here's Pogba. Side netting.
I think he's trying to catch the goalkeeper out here. There's no way that a goalkeeper would expect him to be shooting from there. Gulácsi has it covered at that near post anyway.
Petr Gulácsi, who's been Hungary's first choice since Gabor Király quit after the last European Championship. Goalkeeper who famously used to play in tracksuit bottoms, whatever the weather. Now runs his own soccer academy in Hungary and said that he would be at all his nation's fixtures. Pavard. Pogba has that wonderful ability to play with his head up. On again by Pogba. Griezmann taking charge. Looking for Dean, who's now out of position. Hungary momentarily looking to counter quickly. And Kleinheiser might have thought there that he was fouled by Griezmann before the ball spun out for a free kick to France. Well, spun away from the initial challenge anyway.
Well, the next aim for Hungary is, can they get to half-time with this match all level? 38 minutes have passed. And they've defended manfully without really offering too much of a threat at the other end, but you feel if they are going to get anything out of this game, it's important that they get through the next 7 minutes or so to half-time.
There's a yelp from Paul Pogba, having been caught by Attila Fiola. And there isn't too much sympathy for him.
Yeah, they're painful ones then. Stands on his foot.
Hungary determined to keep France at bay, but equally they will know that France haven't conceded in 5 games. It's now 8 hours and 43 minutes and counting. Conte again, working the ball through to Benzema. Very compact on the edge of the Hungary penalty area. They've got players back in numbers, Hungary, but France is struggling to find a way through.
Yeah, but it only takes a second. We've seen it already in this match. Again, excellent shape, excellent discipline and organisation of their defence, Hungary. They're not looking after the ball when they get it now, and that's the difference from the first part of this match, where I thought they looked after the ball better, a bit more controlled possession. Just seems to be coming back at them now.
Here's Nodge.
Just like that. That's right. They're going to pay the price for that later on in the game. I remember remarking going into the last 10 minutes against Portugal when it was 0-0 that fatigue will play a part when you're chasing the ball, when you don't have the ball, and that will be a danger for Hungary on a scorching afternoon here.
84 minutes gone against Portugal. Rafael Guerreiro with the goal, albeit with the help of a deflection of Willi Orban. And then Cristiano Ronaldo took charge, took centre stage. Chases on Fanego. And happy to put pressure on Kimpembe. But then concede the free kick.
It's silly, really. It's naive. Giving Kimpembe exactly what he wants, which is a free kick. Just don't touch him. Get off him. You've got him boxed in the corner. He's not going anywhere. And when you make the foul, it makes life very easy for the opponent.
Nego, Paris-born, part of the same French under-20 team as Antoine Griezmann. .30 now, he has been around a bit. He's played in England in the lower leagues with Charlton Athletic. Conte. Kleinheisler. Roland Schollei. He struck his own teammate.
Yeah, had support. It's a good break. Kleinheisler is getting through an awful lot of work, the midfielder. And you've got Fiola going up to support. And Schollei is a little bit ambitious, really. He's not going to score from there, and look at that reaction from the coach.
Well, we're 2 minutes before half-time, and the touch off Attila Fiola is Hungary's first in the French penalty area.
You know, either him or Nego have been able to get forward, really. Kind of tells you how the pattern of this game is going.
Conte. One back by Kleinheisler, who's then dragged to the floor.
He's been the star for me, I have to say. He's been everywhere. Kleinheisler dispossesses N'Golo Conte and then wins a free kick. It's excellent work.
Part of the Hungary squad that reached the round of 16 before they bowed out to Belgium back in 2016. They finished top of a group which included Portugal. Portugal were going out of the tournament when they trailed 3-2 to Hungary in their final fixture. Another standout performance for Portugal by Cristiano Ronaldo. Set up a goal for Nani and claimed two himself. Five additional minutes at the end of the first half. Mbappe.
Just a little bit frustrated with himself. Mbappe here doesn't wrap his foot around the ball. Straight out of play. Well, they've seen better from their team, the French supporters. And the Hungarian supporters must be thrilled with the application of this team. Got no right, really, in real terms, to be competing so well against the world champions, lest we forget.
Notch. Here's Viola. Can you believe it? Attila Viola puts Hungary in front. What it means to him, what it means to them, and what it means to his teammates. Under pressure for 45 minutes. And then, having been set up by Roland Schollaert, Attila Viola, with only his second international goal, has turned this group upside down.
Well, I said a couple of things not that long ago. One was, can they get in at half-time level? They're going to do better than that. And the other one was Viola and Nego, the wing-backs, not really getting forward. And out of nowhere, this is brilliant. He stays composed and he stays calm, and that's what he needs to do. Varane has to pull out of the challenge, or else he'll give a penalty away. Has to trust his goalkeeper, but there's no answer to that for Hugo Lloris. That is brilliant work between Viola and Schollaert. They have got this crowd in dreamland.
Well, every picture tells a story. Didier Deschamps clearly annoyed. It was never going to be an afternoon stroll for France. The drive and the determination that took Viola on. It's his second international goal, his 37th international appearance, and both his goals have been scored this year. Scored in Andorra in a World Cup qualifier back in March. But this means so much more.
Well, now the pressure's on. France had the luxury of being able to be patient, knowing that they would create chances eventually. It was only a matter of time, but having missed a couple of really good opportunities, are they going to pay a big price here? There's a long way to go. They won't panic, but the task became a little bit harder.
Conte. Eased away by Andreas Schäfer, one of those who's been given his opportunity this year by Marco Rossi, forced upon the head coach in many ways because of the injury to Dominik Szoboszlai, who has been troubled by injury since joining Leipzig from Salzburg back in January. The midfielder whose creativity helped Hungary to the European Championship. Out by Orban. Hacked away a second time by Nodge. Nikolic. Should have had 5 additional minutes at the end of the first half. We're going to get a little bit more. Hungary determined to celebrate that goal from Attila Viola. And he appreciates every moment of the reception that he has received. Group F, a tough section, given it's the section that includes Germany and Portugal. The world champions France with first half opportunities that they couldn't take, and then caught out just before half-time. Attila Viola putting Hungary in front. Hungary 1, France 0.
To be Bitcoin, isn't it?
France 8 games undefeated since they lost a friendly to Finland 2-0. Game played in November of last year. That was their first defeat in 13 previously. It was effectively a second string French team on that occasion. Not this afternoon. Priority really is another 3 points in the back of their 1-0 success over Germany. In by Varane. Mbappe just tried to chest the ball away of Benzema. Had a good chance, a big chance for France in the first half. Benzema shooting wide, Mbappe heading wide. France, who hadn't conceded in 4 games going into the finals, shut out against Germany as well. First goal they'd let in, that one to Fiola in the best part of 8 hours and 45 minutes. Pogba over. France get the free kick.
They need to keep their discipline, Hungary.
Mbappe. Good pick out by Pogba. Pavard. Mbappe again. Here's Pogba. Turned away by Gulashi. Driven back in by Luca Dean. Rabiot. Such intensity during the first half, and Hungary in the last 10 minutes against Portugal were running on empty when they conceded 3 goals. They won't want to crumple in the same way against France. Pavard. Out the way by Attila Solai.
Yeah, see the poor Pogba. Is it a shot? Is it a cross? Doesn't matter. The goalkeeper deals with it, but the theme has been set, hasn't it, at the start of the second half. France looking to dominate.
Swept in by Griezmann. Met by Pogba. Griezmann again to deliver. Roland Scholai. Kleinheisler. Nego. Lloris getting there ahead of Nikolic. Nikolic, who came on as a first half substitute for Adam Solai, the skipper. Adam Solai, who went down and stayed down away from the ball. No contact whatsoever, and the thinking is that the heat was proving too much for Adam Solai. A big miss, a big loss for Hungary, but Nikolic has come on, doing his best to make a nuisance for himself in attack. It's going to be a lonely job for both him and Roland Scholai. Nikolic. It's almost the same approach, trying to work the ball out to Fiola.
Well, it was on. I think there'll be a relief from the Hungary players, particularly that more and more shade is covering the pitch. It may help them later on in this game. You've already alluded to it. That's why they have to be efficient when they have the ball and when they haven't got the ball.
Kleinheisler caught in possession by Griezmann. Pogba. Rabiot with support from Dean. Jab forward by Pogba, who's got the ball back. And Gulashi is happy to see that slide beyond the left-hand side of his goal.
Yeah, he just slips as he's taking the shot there. Poor Pogba. More frustration for him and for France.
Pogba on the losing side for Manchester United in the UEFA Europa League final against Villarreal. Yellow card for Andrej Bodka.
It's always a risk when you go to ground as a defender like that. Claims he got the ball. Also got Kylian Mbappe, didn't he? No question. That's the reason he's seen a yellow card.
Kimpembe ready to make his move. Sholak, held up by Pavard.
He's done well again, hasn't he? I mean, he's the one, isn't he, with the mobility to get Hungary up the pitch. Big job to do for his team. Roland Sholak.
Sholak, part of a Hungary team who reached the round of 16 in the World Under-20 Championship 6 years ago now.
Nego did that in the first half. You've got a defender, back to goal, going nowhere. Why on earth would you lay hands on him?
Griezmann. Dean. Flicked on by Mbappe. Dean again to deliver. Comfortable for Gulaschi. Gulaschi, the goalkeeper, and Willi Orban both playing in the Bundesliga for Leipzig.
Too many of those French players not playing up to the levels that we know they're capable of, and Rabiot is one. Benzema, Pavard. Lots of options for Didier Deschamps from the bench, though.
So even there that we got a shot of Olivier Giroud limbering up. Sholak. Ten minutes of the second half played. Mbappe. Here's Rabiot. Pavard. Pogba.
And there's all your outfield players in picture there. How high the French central defenders are. It just shows you.
Pavard. Found by Varane. Pogba. Kleinheisler. Well, that has earned Hungary a breather, one which they're happy to take.
Busy, isn't he? Draws the challenge from Rabiot.
Well, it's time for change. And it is Adrien Rabiot who makes way to accommodate Ousmane Dembélé.
Yet more athleticism, isn't it, for Hungary to have to deal with.
There you go. Kleinheisler. Chested on by Viola. Schaefer. Schaefer again. Scholai.
Well, not for the first time, I think. A little rush of blood from Scholai, who is having a good game. He is getting through some terrific work, being appreciated by those fans, but that shot actually went for a throw-in. I think at half-time, Hungary, the coach, possibly break this second half down into 15-minute blocks, and they're almost through that first block.
Dembélé just on as a substitute, and he studied that against the outside of the post. A spark of life at last in this second half for France.
Well, like I say, very different proposition to Rabiot. He's a player that dribbles with the ball. I think Golaci actually may get a fingertip to this, unspotted, possibly by the officials, but this is what he brings to the table. Dembélé, twisting, turning, strikes the woodwork.
Barcelona teammate of Antoine Griezmann. And Barcelona haven't seen the best of Ousmane Dembélé so far because of injury. Hamstring problems have held him back. Nothing is holding back Kleinheisler. And Varane to tidy up. Varane, a picture of calm in this frenetic environment. The second half has followed the pattern of the first.
Yeah, remarkable.
It has been a magnificent watch.
Yeah. What's pleasing from Hungary is that they are actually offering a threat up the other end of the pitch. They're not just sitting back and soaking up the pressure. Actually struck Kimpembe's hand. Defender's arms were behind his back though.
France with 10 attempts, only one on target. Dembélé. Pass was played behind Mbappe. Fantastic athleticism again from Lancelot Kleinheisler, who has had to get through an awful lot of work for Hungary. Nodge dropping back to support the back line. Normally, Kleinheisler could guarantee on the company of Gago Lovrencic, but he's been left out today by Marco Rossi, so they could accommodate the more pacey Loic Negro.
And you can see there, almost 5 kilometres more as a collective that Hungary have had to run, and we wonder whether that will be important towards the end of this game.
Another giveaway by Dembélé. Schaefer.
They have been brilliant.
Collectively, sorry, Don.
I was going to say, they've just been so good so far. Every single Hungarian player having the game of their life. Glance at the watch by Marco Rossi. There's still a long way to go.
Griezmann. Mbappe. Griezmann. Was something for France in the second half. Is not quite clicking. That good attempt by Ousmane Dembele, having just come on as a substitute. Shot thudded against the outside of a post, but precious little else. In fact, their one attempt on target out of 10 on goal. Compare that with 2 for Hungary out of 4 attempts.
French supporters just starting to look a little bit worried here, because there's definitely something missing from this French performance. Simple passes going astray, crosses overhit straight behind the goal. It's just not like France. But I repeat, when you have that amount of world-class ability, you will always have a chance.
Won back by Bodka. Scholai. Good defending by Varane. Conte. Mbappe. Drive from Kylian Mbappe, and the ball is taken away from him by Nego.
With every passing minute, this crowd and these players representing Hungary are going to believe that they can actually pull this off.
Well, Scholai clattered by Pavard, who was cautioned in the first half. I think common sense will prevail from Michael Oliver. But one more, and Pavard knows he's going to be in big trouble.
Difficult afternoon, hasn't he, Benjamin Pavard? It's mostly been down to the running of Roland Scholai. It's caused him all the problems. You've said they excel at set pieces. They couldn't, could they?
Gathered by Lloris, swept in by Scholai. And the bounce has deceived everybody, but it hasn't deceived Mbappe. Griezmann! Normal service resumed. Hungary caught out, having won the free kick and having pushed everybody forward. The long clearance by Hugo Lloris, pounced upon by Kylian Mbappe, and it is Antoine Griezmann who makes it 1-1.
Well, as much praise as I've given them, you have to be critical here. The minute that these two defenders let that ball bounce, they're in big trouble, because Mbappe breathing down the neck, Nego doesn't deal with it. And then, yes, there's an element of good fortune. That touch there puts it on a plate for Antoine Griezmann. But it should never have got to this point. It really shouldn't have. It's almost schoolboy, isn't it, really? You're taught when you're defending, do not let the ball bounce. They did. They paid the price.
almost at the midway point in the second half. A collective sigh of relief from the French followers in Budapest. Antoine Griezmann with the equalising goal.
He'll be so disappointed, Marco Rossi, because they've been so good defensively. Incredible effort. They let the ball, a long kick, caused the damage.
It's a 38th international goal for Griezmann, and it's his 4th in his last 5 appearances for his country. Griezmann again. Dembele. He was caught by Fiola.
There it is. Causing problems, isn't he, when he gets the ball? One thing in his mind, Ousmane Dembele, and that is to run at the defenders, take them on.
Five times France have come from behind at the European Championship to win, and that's more than any other team, and they're looking for a second one.
Well, on the same wavelength, not for the first time, Griezmann and Mbappe pointed to where he wanted the ball. Kylian Mbappe. That's a very, very good effort on the stretch, on the full.
Time for everybody to take a breather. Ferociously hot atmosphere, ferociously hot afternoon.
Yeah, it's once Adam Nodge and Nego let the ball bounce, they're in trouble. Mbappe uses his body well. He's trying to pick out a teammate when he gets to the byline. It's really unfortunate intervention from Willy Orban. Without that touch there, they may have got away with it, but it falls perfectly for Griezmann. He's not going to miss from there. Huge moment, what it means to him. I'm not sure they deserve it, quite frankly. But there's a lot of relieved French people in this stadium.
It's a time for cool heads.
It's the same for Adam Nodge, isn't it, really, that because it was an attacking free kick, that he was one of the last men back, probably not used to being in that situation. Wishes he could have that again. Maybe would try and go and head it anywhere. But once you let it bounce, you're in big trouble.
Antoine Griezmann opening his account at Euro 2020, got 6, of course, top scorer at Euro 2016, so now only Michel Platini with 9, and Cristiano Ronaldo with a record-breaking 11 have scored more at the finals. Griezmann again, now Pogba. Ronaldo, of course, claiming the record with his 2 goals late on against Hungary. Dembele. Here's Griezmann. Free kick. Well, Michael Oliver happy to let that go. And now Paul Pogba pleads France's case for a free kick.
Well, look at Michael Oliver. He looks to see where he's ready to give the free kick, but sees that the ball drops for Paul Pogba and that there is an advantage. There's actually a shooting advantage, but Pogba didn't take it.
France, the FIFA World Cup winners, looking to make up for the disappointment of losing out when they hosted Euro 2016, beaten after extra time by Portugal, and also looking to claim the UEFA Nations League. Edged out the holders Portugal in Group A, means that they will join Spain, Belgium and Italy in the finals, which will be held in October in Italy. Orban. Notch. Kleinheisler. Botka. There you go. Decent attempt by Scholler.
Well, you can't question the fighting spirit. Scrapping and winning the ball back results in a shot. The deflection just takes the sting out of the strike.
Kleinheisler.
They're slowing it down at every available opportunity, and rightly so. It's a good tactic, this from Hungary, preserving energy. And actually, for once, making France do the chasing.
Viola. Scholler. France have made one change, the second one is imminent. It's going to be a double change. First of all, Schaefer is going to be replaced by Hungary. Thomas Cherry is coming on. Paul Pogba withdrawn by France. Corentin Tolisso is his replacement, and Karim Benzema is off. And Olivier Giroud will be coming on up front for France.
Well, you can understand all of those changes. Schaefer for Hungary had covered the most ground in the first half. It really was.
Here's Scholler.
Lloris again going for the early kick. This time you've got conventional defenders back there doing the defending. Into the final 15 minutes. It's been a remarkable effort by Hungary.
Dembele caught in possession. Viola. Helped away by Notch. Cherry. He made his international debut last year at the age of 32. Griezmann. Dean. Different focus in attack now for France with Dembele on and Giroud on. Griezmann and Mbappe with license to roam. Lukadin. Bava. Dembele. Real whip on the cross. Scholler getting the ball away from Conte. And then Kleinheisler is given a nudge in the back.
He's done a lot of that this afternoon, Kleinheisler. He's been absolutely brilliant, but when his team have needed him, he's been there in the thick of the action. And he's drawn some important fouls which have just taken momentum away from France on occasion.
You mentioned earlier, Don, how Marco Rossi would be looking at 15-minute sections of the second half. Small steps. There's now a little over 10 minutes remaining.
I think this is what they've done better than they did against Portugal, actually. This situation where they've just had a rest. This is what they're doing now. They're having a rest here, keeping the ball in that area of the pitch, and it's really good.
Well, the group permutations won't be sorted out until after match day 3, but France will go through with a win, confirmed in the top 2 if Germany don't beat Portugal later. Hungary won't be able to finish in the top 2 if they lose. And Germany failed to beat Portugal. So much to consider.
I think the big thing for Hungary is to hang on for a point. A point here will give them, with the victory over Germany on match day 3, it will give them a chance.
Baba. Griezmann. Dembele. In by Griezmann, easy for Gulaschi, who's in no hurry to get Hungary moving again.
Just what you want from your goalkeeper. Ball in his area. You want him to take control, and he did.
Kleinheisler. Tired pass by Nego. Griezmann. Giroud. Mbappe! Shot was struck too close to Gulaschi. Gave the goalkeeper the opportunity to make the save.
Hungary fortunate that it was in Gulaschi's reach. Straight at him. And France come again.
Dembele. Tolisso had a sight of goal, and Gulassi saw the shot all the way.
And this is the Mbappe opportunity. Doesn't find the corner, really should be going across the goalkeeper into that far corner. Just opts for power because it's on his weaker left foot. Gets plenty of power, doesn't get the direction. Gulassi equal to it.
France have been Hungary just once in the 8 games played on Hungarian soil. 1 drawn, 6 defeats. Win coming in Budapest back in 1990. Eric Cantona scoring twice. It was the last time that the two nations met. It's hardly any surprise that Gago Lovrancic is coming on in place of Laszlo Kleinheisler. Well, we both said, John, that statistics sometimes are overplayed, but it'll be interesting to know how much Kleinheisler did while he was on the pitch, how many kilometres he covered. It's a straightforward swap, really, with Lovrancic coming on as his replacement.
This is it now for Hungary. So close to what would be a brilliant, well-deserved point. The scoreline against Portugal wasn't a fair reflection of the game. But this is the time of the match when Portugal did the damage.
This is Portugal time. 84 minutes gone. That's when they scored the first of their 3 goals against Hungary. Hungary wilting noticeably after Rafael Guerreiro had scored. Dembele, held up by Fiola. Pava. Dean, out by Orban. Dembele again, the outlet. Pava. Conte. Kimpembe. Now Mbappe. Usually dealt with by Nodge.
Can't be doing that. No risks. They've got to clear the ball away. They take so many risks.
Sholai breathing down Pavard's neck. France ready to make a further change. Lemar is about to come on inside the last 5 minutes. Attila Fiola putting Hungary in front in first half stoppage time. Antoine Griezmann with the equaliser for France. It's been a difficult 12-14 months or so because of the COVID pandemic across the globe, but at least now an opportunity to revive what it's like to have a capacity crowd at a football ground. And substituted.
It's interesting, don't know whether that's an injury or not. Yeah, maybe he's feeling his right leg.
Risky by Gulashi.
They're making me nervous back there. I don't know about their fans and their coach. Good grief.
Good work by Giroud closing down the goalkeeper, and it's meant that Hungary are forced back into their own half. Should have been an easy enough option for Peter Gulashi.
Point for his team would be huge. More good work defensively this time. Attila Szalai. What a day they've had. Those Hungarian fans, they're never going to forget this.
Contact. Hungary support asking their team for one last big effort. Lemar. An experienced Lovrancic getting his head to the ball. Griezmann. Kimpembe. Lovrancic cutting out the cross, and the deflection out on Dean means it will be a Hungary throw.
He celebrated like a goal.
Yeah.
By players and fans alike.
Well, Roland Szalai is entitled to have a little bit of cramp. Stiflingly hot afternoon. So much effort put in, and on the back of 90 minutes against the European champions Portugal. Then Hungary wilted late on. Now they've shown remarkable resolve. Not phased, not flustered after France got their equalising goal, but still not quite over the finish line. 4 additional minutes.
Again, more frustration for Kylian Mbappe. Again, nudges Botka to the ground.
Gulashi happy to take his time, collecting up the debris which has landed behind his goal. A terrific performance by Roland Szalai, striker who plays in the Bundesliga in Germany with Freiburg. He has been the focus of the attack following the first half substitution of Adam Szalai, the skipper, with what appeared to be the effects of heat stroke, given that there was no apparent injury.
Just wondering, with France just knocking the ball around like this without any real urgency, whether they're thinking in the back of their minds a point is not a bad point this afternoon.
Well, it gives them 4 and it puts the pressure back on Germany, who lost their opening fixture and will be taking on Portugal. later this afternoon. Varane. Dean won the header. Pavard again. This time it's Attila Solai who heads clear. Mbappe. Conte. Here's Pavard. It's a risky challenge.
It's a foul. It would be heartbreaking if Hungary were to concede now.
Free kick conceded by Attila Fiola, who put Hungary in front in first half stoppage time. Defender didn't play for Hungary in European Championship qualifying. It's an awkward free kick for Hungary to try and defend. In by Griezmann, punched away by Gulaschi. Griezmann once more, the game has got to be halted.
All kinds going on in that penalty area. Once again, I think it happened in the first half. Botka goes down, challenged by Kimpembe.
There is a potential penalty check going on. They are having a good look at this. With drama to the very end. 4 additional minutes of second half stoppage time. Well, sort this out, Don.
Yeah. All kinds of holding, but the check is over. Relief for Hungary.
Conte. A last push from France. Helped on again by Dean. And the header wide from Varane. And that is it. A wonderful display by Hungary. How they dug deep to get their reward. Backed on by a hugely partisan crowd in the Puskás Arena. They repelled France at every turn in the first half and then went in front through Attila Fiola in first half stoppage time. They battled and battled hard, even after Antoine Griezmann had pulled France level. But their Euro 2020 adventure continues into match day 3. They have a point, a memorable point against the world champions. In Group F, it's finished Hungary 1, France 1.
To be Bitcoin. Isn't it complicated?
पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है. Buying Bitcoin is as simple.
Seriously?
Yes. All you need is Wazirex, India का Bitcoin exchange.
To be Bitcoin. Isn't it complicated?
पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है. Buying Bitcoin is as simple.
Seriously?
Yes. All you need is Wazirex, India का Bitcoin exchange. There you go.
Here's what you spent last month. This will help with the itching.
Can I have a taste of your ice?